Welcome to the Mastercam 2018 Mill Advanced Video Training Series tutorial number 3. In this tutorial, we will create the wireframe for the solid. We will create a swept surface. We will create half of the solid using solid extrude. We will extrude cut the hole in the middle. We will trim the top of the solid with a surface. We will use Boolean add command to create one solid. We will learn how to create the stock using solids in Mastercam. Next, we will create a solid to be used as the stock model. Other stock models will be created to check the finished toolpaths. A surface high-speed area roughing with rest material toolpath will be created to rough out the part. A surface high-speed radial toolpath will be created to finish the part. A surface finish blend toolpath will be created to machine closer to the sharp edges of the part. A transform rotate toolpath will be used to rotate the blend surface to complete the part. Backplot will be used to simulate a step-by-step process of the tool's movements. Verify will be used to watch a tool machine the part out of a solid model. Finally, we will post-process the file to obtain an NC file containing the necessary code for the machine. First, we will create two circles given the center points and the diameters. In the Wireframe tab, select Circle Center Point. Set the diameter as 2 inches and press Enter. Next, select the origin. Then, press OK and create new operation. Change the diameter to 4 inches and press Enter. Then, select the origin. Press OK to exit the command. Next, select Line Endpoints. Select the first quadrant here. Then, select the second quadrant here. Then, press OK to exit the command. In this step, we will use the Divide-Delete command to remove half of the 4-inch diameter circle. The Divide-Delete command trims a line, arc, or spline into 2 disjointed segments by removing the segment that lies between the 2 dividing intersections. If no intersection is found on the selected entity, the entity is deleted. In the Modify group, select Trim Break Extend. Change the method to Divide-Delete. Select the arc here, and then select the arc here. Then press OK to exit the command. Next, we will create the surface wireframe. We will use the Create Point Position command to create 6 points. Then we will create 2 arcs that will be used as along contours to generate the surface. For the across contour, we will create a line using the Line Endpoints command. First, select the View tab. Make sure Toolpaths, Solids, Planes, and Levels are enabled, and disable Art. Click on the Levels Manager. Change the name for Level 1 to Solid Wireframe. Then, change the level to Level 2 and enter the name Surface. Click on the X in the Visibility column for Level 1 to make it invisible. There should be no geometry displayed in the graphics area. Return to the Wireframe tab. Select Point Position. Click on the fast point icon. Enter the coordinates 0, 1, 0 and press Enter. Click on the fast point icon again and enter the position -1, 0, -0.5 and press Enter. Select the fast point icon again and enter the coordinates 0, -1, -1 and press Enter. Change your view to isometric. Select the fast point icon and enter the coordinates 0, 2, 0 and press Enter. Select the fast point icon and enter the coordinates -2, 0, -0.5 and press enter. Select the fast point icon and enter the coordinates 0, -2, -1 and press enter. Press OK to exit the command. Right-click in the graphics area and make sure 3D is selected. In the Arcs group, select Arc 3 points. Select this as the first point, this as the second point, and this as the third point. Then press OK and create new operation. Select this as the first point, this as the second point, and this is the third point. Then press OK to exit the command. Next, we will delete the points. From the Quick Mask buttons, select all points. Then press Delete on your keyboard. Next, select the Line Endpoints command. Select the first endpoint here, and then select the second endpoint here. Press OK to exit the command. In this step, we'll create a sweep surface. Sweep surface is a surface generated by translating or rotating one or more contours across curves along one or two other contours along curves. This is used when the across section of the surface at any point is constant, when the surface is generated from one across contour and one along contour. This is also used when the across section of any section is not constant, when the surface is generated from two or more across contours and one along contour. Select the Surfaces tab. Then select Sweep. In the Chaining dialog box, enable Single as shown. Select the line here. Then press OK. Enable Single. Select this arc here, and then select this arc here. Then press OK to continue. For Entity Method, select two rails. Then press OK to generate the surface. To be able to trim a solid to a surface, the surface edges need to overlap the edges of the solid. In this step, we will use Create Surface Extend to extend all of the surface edges with a small amount. In the Modify area, select Extend. Change the distance to 0.05 and the style to linear. Make sure Keep Original Surface is disabled. Select the surface here. When you click on the surface to be selected, an arrow will appear on the screen and Mastercam will prompt you to slide the arrow to the edge to extend from. You will have to drag the arrow to the edge and click to accept it. The cursor might not be on the arrow. You will need to repeat the steps for all four edges. Drag the arrow here. Select the surface again and drag the arrow here. Select the surface and drag the arrow here. Select the surface again and drag the arrow here. Press OK to exit the command. In this step, we will create the solid using Extrude. In the Levels Manager, change the level to 3 and give it the name Solid. Make level 1 visible and level 2 invisible. Select the Solids tab. Then select Extrude. Select Entity A here. Then press OK. Click the Direction button to reverse the direction. Ensure Type is set to Create Body, and change the distance to 2 inches and press Enter. Press OK and create new operation. Select the circle here. Then press OK. Change the type to Cut Body and set the distance to 1 inch and press enter. Then press OK to exit the command. Now we will trim the solid with the surface. In the Levels Manager, make Level 2 visible and Level 1 invisible. Click the arrow under Trim by Plane, and then select Trim to Surface Sheet. Select the solid here. Press Alt-S to unshade the geometry, and then select this surface. If the part above the surface is displayed, click the reverse button. Then press OK to exit the command. Next, we will use the Rotate command to create the other half of the part. Select the Transform tab. Then select Rotate. Select the solid. Then click End Selection. Ensure the method is set to copy, the number of instances is set to 1, and the angle is set to 180 degrees. Then press Enter. Press OK to exit the command. Right-click in the graphics area and select Clear Colors. Select the Solids Manager. There should be 2 solids here. Now we will use the solid boolean add command to make one solid. Boolean functions construct a solid from a combination of 2 or more existing solids. You can merge solids, remove solids from one another, and find the common region of overlapping solids. Select the Solids tab. Then select Boolean. Select the left solid, and then select the right solid. Then press OK. Make sure Type is set to Add, and press OK to exit the command. There is now only one solid. Next, we will create the solid to be used as stock. Select the Levels Manager, change the level to 4, and change the name to Stock. Enable visibility in Level 1 and disable it in Levels 2 and 3. From the Quick Mask buttons, select all arc entities. Then press Alt-E. This will hide all non-selected entities. We will now use the Translate command to translate the 2-inch diameter circle. Select the circle. Select the Transform tab, and select Translate. Ensure the method is set to copy, and change the delta for Z to -2. Then press OK. Select the circle, and then select Offset Entity. Select Move, and change the distance to 0.25 inches. And press Enter. Select Opposite Side if the circle is created smaller than the original circle. Otherwise, keep Selected Side selected. Then press OK to exit the command. Right-click in the graphics area and select Clear Colors. Return to the Solids tab. Then select Extrude. Select this arc. Then press OK. Ensure the type is set to Create Body, and then set the distance to 2 inches and press Enter. Press OK and create new operation. Select this arc. Then press OK. Change the type to Cut Body, and change the distance to 1 inch and press Enter. Then press OK and create new operation. Press Alt-S to unshade the geometry. Select the bottom arc. Then press OK. Change the type to Add Boss, and change the distance to 2 inches and press Enter. Press OK to exit the command. Next, save your file. Return your view to isometric and fit to screen.